Welcome back to In History. Today we delve into the darker side of ancient civilizations, exploring some of the most horrifying methods of execution ever devised. From the torturous to the terrifying, join us as we uncover the worst ways to die in ancient history. We begin in ancient Rome with one of the most infamous execution methods, crucifixion. Used primarily for slaves, pirates, and enemies of the state, victims were nailed or tied to a wooden cross and left to hang, often for days, until death by exhaustion or asphyxiation. This prolonged suffering served not only as a punishment, but as a stark public warning against defiance. Moving to ancient China and medieval Europe, boiling to death was a ghastly punishment reserved for particularly heinous crimes. Offenders were thrown into large kettles of boiling water or oil, cooking alive in a spectacle of cruelty intended to instill fear and obedience among the populace. In ancient Greece, the brazen bull was a horrific blend of artistry and agony. Designed by Perillos of Athens, this bronze sculpture was hollow, with a door on the side to enclose the victim. A fire set underneath the bull would heat the metal, roasting the person inside, while their screams were converted into bull-like sounds through acoustic apparatus, entertaining and terrifying onlookers. Impalement was a method favored by various cultures, notably by Vlad the Impaler in the 15th century. Victims were forced onto sharp stakes, which were then raised upright to leave them hanging. Death could take hours or even days, a gruesome display of authority and deterrence. Sawing was an execution method reported in the Middle East and Asia, where victims were hung upside down and sawed apart vertically through the body. This position ensured that they remained conscious for much of this excruciating procedure, adding a psychological torment to the physical brutality. The ancient Persians reserved a particularly gruesome fate for the worst offenders, known as scaphism. The condemned was placed in a hollowed-out tree trunk or between two boats, force-fed milk and honey, and left floating in a stagnant pond. Insects would soon feed on and breed within their exposed flesh, leading to a slow, agonizing death over days or even weeks. Flaying, or the removal of skin while still alive, was practiced in various ancient cultures, including by the Assyrians and the Aztecs. This method was often used both as a torture technique and as a way to instill terror, with the skinned hide sometimes displayed as a warning to others. While the methods we've discussed are overtly gruesome, some ancient penalties were psychological yet profound in their cruelty. In ancient Rome, a punishment known as damnum memoriae was employed, where the memory of a person was systematically erased from history. Statues were destroyed, writings were burned, and the person's name was removed from all public records, effectively erasing any legacy they hoped to leave behind. Moving to ancient Egypt, a land steeped in myth and majesty, the punishment for certain crimes, particularly against the state, could be as brutal as being thrown to crocodiles. This method was not only a death sentence but also served as a spiritual condemnation, stripping the condemned of their dignity in this life and the next. The Nile, revered as a source of life, became a place of gruesome end, where the sacred and the terrifying coexisted. These punishments, whether by erasing a person's legacy or using nature's own predators, show us the lengths to which ancient societies would go to maintain order and control. Now let us return to the chilling method known as scaphism, an ancient Persian fate that sealed the condemned within a living tomb of darkness and despair. These chilling methods of ancient execution reveal not only the fears and values of past societies, but also remind us of the profound human capacity for both cruelty and justice. As we reflect on these harsh realities of the past, we can appreciate the progress humanity has made towards more humane forms of justice and governance. Thank you for joining us on this historical journey. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the past and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep seeking the stories that history has to tell.